Hi everyone and welcome back to The Crow. I'm Lauren Ballard, the multimedia editor for the Chanticleer. If you don't already know, The Crow is our weekly podcast where we will briefly discuss what events and stories you might have missed in the past week. We'll go over our top 5 stories that were written last week, some sports updates, and some upcoming events that may be happening on the JSU campus next week. Now for our top 5 stories. Our number 5 story, titled Financial Aid Hosts Tax Filing Session Thursday, by our correspondent Aaron Garvage on April 8, 2025. This article states that JSU was holding a tax filing session on Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the computer lab at the Houston Cole Library. All students and staff are allowed to attend this event. Every student who attends and completes their return will receive a $20 Visa gift card, courtesy of the Family Savings Credit Union. This event is primarily for students who work part-time in 2024 while also having federal income and tax withheld. This event is sponsored by the Family Savings Financial Wellness, whose goal is to encourage students to make good financial decisions and maintain financial health by encouraging wealthy financial habits. If you need to find the financial aid office, it is located in room 107 of Angel Hall and is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Top story this week was titled Gamecocks Fight for Series Win Against Kennesaw State by our correspondent Matthew Parker on April 6, 2025. The article breaks down the 3 games Jacksonville State had against Kennesaw State. In Game 1, Jacksonville State had 6 and Kennesaw State 5. 2, Jacksonville State 4, Kennesaw State 6 in 11 innings. In Game 3, Jacksonville State 8 and Kennesaw State 6. Matthew Parker writes, a productive 5th inning saw Jack State capitalize on Kennesaw State's pitching struggles, adding 3 more runs through a disciplined at-bats and strategic plays. Despite a 5-run surge from the Owls in the 7th inning, the Gamecocks bullpen held firm, with Jackson Davis earning the first save of the season. The Gamecocks moved 21-11 and 5-3 on the year. With this win, their next game will be back on the road at the state of Georgia as they will take on Georgia State on Tuesday. The first pitch will be set for 5 p.m. and live stats can be found on jackstatesports.com. Our number 3 top story this week was titled Student Athlete Advisory Committee to Host a Home Run Derby by Matthew Parker, correspondent, on April 8, 2025. The Student Athlete Advisory Committee is hosting a home run derby on Monday, April 14th, located on the Jana McGinnis softball field, which will begin at 5:30 p.m. and end at 7:30 p.m. The Student Athletic Advisory Committee, SAAC, is dedicated to enriching the overall experience of students athletes by cultivating a positive atmosphere, encouraging community service, and providing a platform for athletes to express their thoughts and concerns, says Samaya Steele, the fundraising chair of the SAAC and member of the women's basketball team, said in an email to the Chanticleer. To get into this event, it is a free admission. However, it costs $5 for 5 swings, $10 for 12 swings, and $1 for any extra swing to participate. There will be prizes for the most home run hits by male and female, and food trucks will be at the event for attendees who choose to purchase food. All proceeds of the events will go directly to Jacksonville State Athletics, according to Steele. Our number 2's top story this week is WLJS hosts a 24-hour on-air fundraising event written by Hayden Medley, our correspondent, on April 8, 2025. The article reads, Jack State's very own student-run radio station, WLJS, is hosting a 24-hour on-air fundraising event titled One Day, One Signal on April 10th to 11th to kick off celebrations for the program's 50th anniversary. The radio station will be on air continuously for 24 hours on the main intention of promoting the 50K for 50 years fundraiser currently underway within the organization. The fundraiser ends on the anniversary date, September 29th. Mike Sanford, alumnus and debut audience director of WLJS, launched the fundraiser with the main goal of enhancing the quality of the station's equipment and modernizing the program. A lot of our equipment is older stuff that's been reconfigured to work. It's old and it crashes a lot, said current WLJS audience director Aiden Cathy. The idea is that we raise as much money as possible with a goal of $50,000 so that we can buy new equipment and be able to continue to run. The program presents a unique benefit and means a lot to those involved with our student media here at Jack State. WLJS is more than just another frequency on the dial or another stream on an app. It's a training ground for students aspiring to career in broadcasting, journalism, and media, says a publication introducing to the fundraiser on the Chanticleer website. WLJS has operated in the ground level of Self Hall since its inception in 1975 and is transmitted by a cell tower up on Chimney Peak, which is also beginning to display the effects of age, with a fan system recently undergoing a replacement due to overheating, Kathy commented. Beyond refurbishment, Kathy also discussed the desire to use the money to ascend the caliber of many other college radio stations by adopting a dual studio method of operating. Listeners can tune in at 91.9 FM April 10th to 11th to learn about the program's accomplishments over 50 years. Furthermore, direct donations for the 50K for 50 years are accepted via Jack State's Alumni Collection website. And finally, our number one top story this week is titled Floor Tickets for Waka Flocka Flame Sell Out by Gabby Delisle, correspondent on April 4th, 2025. The article reads, Floor tickets for Jacksonville State University's spring concert featuring Waka Flocka Flame sold out in minutes after JSU's Student Government Association announced the performance, according to the campus group website. On Monday afternoon, Jack State announced via Instagram and Facebook that rapper Waka Flocka Flame will perform at the Pete Matthews Coliseum on April 8th at 6 p.m. Tickets were free to students with a valid student ID, according to the Instagram post. And the SGA sent out an email to students with information on how to register for tickets using the app Campus Groups. On the campus group registration, each student was only allowed to register for one ticket, and the options were for students to choose from floor city tickets or seated tickets, general admission. This event is sponsored by JSU's SGA, and according to the JSU News Archive, T-Pain was the last rap concert JSU hosted on August 16, 2014. The attempts to reach out to the organizers of the event were unsuccessful. To read these top 5 articles and more, make sure to check out jsuchandeclear.com. Now for our sports updates. Early offense is not enough for the Gamecocks and loss to Georgia State by Matthew Parker, correspondent. The article reads, the Jack State baseball team scored 6 runs in the first 2 innings of Tuesday's game, but it was not enough as they fell to the Georgia State Panthers 10-7 in Decatur, Georgia. The Gamecocks posted a 4th spot in the first inning, highlighting a 3-run home run by the sophomore infielder Sam Silas to the left field, as well as an RBI single by redshirt sophomore infielder Cooper Blosher. Silas ended 1 for 2 on the day with a walk and 3 RBIs. Blosser finished 2 for 5 on the day with an RBI. However, the Panthers would come back in the bottom half of the inning to score 3 runs with 2 home runs and a solo shot and a 2-run homer. The pitching staff for the first Gamecocks struggled immensely in the game. They used 8 arms, starting with the freshman right-hander Maddox Madugall. In 3 innings of work, Madugall allowed 3 hits, 3 runs, walked 2, and struck out 2. The Gamecocks walked 11 batters, tying their season high against Ole Miss on March 8th, where they lost 12-4. Jack State moves 21-12 overall in Conference USA play on the year. Their next game will be against Dallas Baptist at home this weekend in an important Conference USA series. Dallas Baptist is coming off a series loss to the Western Kentucky and a ranked win against SEC ranked number 16 Oklahoma. First pitch will be on Friday at 6 p.m. The game will be streamed live on ESPN Plus, and live stats can be found on jackstatesports.com. Next, we have 6-run first inning lead as Gamecocks pass the Hornets by Matthew Parker, correspondent on April 2nd, 2025. A 6-run first inning for the visiting Jack State baseball team helped them take down in-state foe Alabama State 12-6 on Tuesday at Wheeler-Watkins Baseball Complex in Montgomery. Redshirt sophomore catcher Grayson Ash, a Montgomery native, hit a 2-run home run to highlight the first inning for the Gamecocks. He finished 1 for 2 on the day. Junior right-hander Connor Brooks and Jason Davis closed out the game. Combined, they threw 1 inning each and allowed 1 hit and struck out 1. Now for a head start on next week's news. On April 14th at 5 p.m., the Student Senate Block Party is happening. It will be held on the TMB lawn, and there will be free Kona ice for anyone who attends. On Tuesday, April 15th, from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m., is the English in the Evening, a departmental creative writing showcase. A creative writing showcase wherein faculty and alumni from the English department read their creative works. We welcome all guests to join our beautiful spring weather Alton Merrill Hall's courtyard for exciting works of prose and poetry. All are welcome to attend. On Tuesday, April 15th from 8 to 11 p.m., at the Houston Cole Library is hosting the Red Carpet Dance. They say join us for the Red Carpet Dance on April 15th at 8 p.m. on the 11th floor of Houston Cole Library, hosted by the Full Spectrum JSU LGBTQ+ Alumni Network and the Jack State LGBTQ+ Faculty and Staff Collective. This glamorous event evening features free food, beverages, and best dressed competition with prizes. All students, faculty, and staff are welcome. Come celebrate in style and show your support. On Wednesday, April 16th, from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m., the International House is hosting an Undokai Challenge, Come and Experience Japan Sports Day celebration with the Undokai Challenge. This challenge is a teen event that will consist of games and obstacle courses. This game includes beanbag, toss, kick the can, and much more. The winning team will receive a special prize. On Thursday, April 17th from 3 to 5 p.m., the Tennis Courts is hosting a pickleball tournament for childhood literacy. Join us for an exciting pickleball tournament on campus, benefiting Miss JSU's Community Service Initiative, Reading Rockets, literacy in elementary age students. It's not about fun and competition, but also about giving back. The entry fee, each team must bring at least one children's book as a donation. On Saturday, April 19th from 12 to 2 p.m., the President's House is hosting an Extravaganza Family Fun Day. Join their 5th annual Extravaganza Family Fun Day on April 19th. This fun event will be filled with a featured petting zoo, food activities, and an egg hunt for children up to 10 years old. To RSVP, go to give.jsu.edu. At 12 p.m., the event begins at the President's House. At 1 p.m., the egg hunt begins. Children will be split into age groups to hunt for eggs, and at 2 p.m., join the University Recreation for an egg hunt in the pool. On Sunday, April 13th, baseball versus Dallas Baptist at Jacksonville at 1 p.m., and softball versus Kennesaw State at Jacksonville at 1 p.m. on ESPN+. On Tuesday, April 15th, baseball versus Auburn at Jacksonville at 6 p.m., and softball at Alabama State in Montgomery, Alabama at 5 p.m. Men's tennis and women's tennis go against Conference USA for a championship in Lynchburg, Virginia on Saturday, April 19th. Softball versus Middle Tennessee in Tennessee at noon, and it can be aired on ESPN+, and baseball at New Mexico State at 12 p.m. Well, that's it for The Crow. To stay up to date with JSU news, make sure you check out our website at jsuchanticleer.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at JSU Chanticleer.